Hi, welcome back to Islam Unboxed. Today, I will be talking about how Aisha protected Muslim women, or tried to. When Allah sent down Quran, it was one verse or a couple of verses at a time. Somehow, two verses got into the hands of Aisha. The verses were written on a piece of paper, and there's a goat. There's a goat came into her tent and ate it. I don't mean to keep the score, but it looks like to me one for the goat and zero for Allah. We can read about it straight from Islamic sources. Right? Sunan ibn Majah, hadith number 1944. It was narrated that Aisha said the verse of stoning and of breastfeeding of adult 10 times was revealed, and the paper was with me under my pillow. When the messengers of Allah died, we were preoccupied with his death, and a tame sheep came in and ate it. So, these verses were abrogated in recitation, but not in ruling. In the hadith, it says these verses are abrogated, right, in recitation, but not ruling. So, but in one short hadith, you can find many things are rather odd. Something doesn't add up. Like, who abrogated those verses? Allah, Aisha, or Zaid ibn Thabit, the one who compiled Quran? Abrogated in recitation only. What does it supposed to mean? Why couldn't they put the verses into Quran anyway? Muhammad just died. Quran was not made into a book yet. Why Aisha did not tell Zaid ibn Thabit or her father Abu Bakar that the two verses were eaten by goat? If she did tell them, Zaid would be able to manage to get the verses into the Quran. I can safely assume that she had the knowledge that the Quran was compiled under the order and supervision of her dad, Abu Bakar. She remembered the verses. It's not like she forgot the verses or did not know what the verses say. And there's another question. How Aisha got the verses in her hands, but not other people? Who gave her the verses? The Sahaba? Maybe the companions of Muhammad? Why? Well, a lot of questions can be asked. I believe she destroyed the verses to protect the women. To protect the women from their spouses. My allegation is not without a proof. Let us read one more hadith from Sahih al-Bukhari. Hadith number 5825. Narrated Ikrimah. Rifa divorced his wife, whereupon Abdurrahman bin Az-Zubair al-Qurazi married her. Aisha said that the lady came wearing a green veil, complained to her, Aisha, of her husband and showed her a green spot on her skin caused by beating. It was the habit of ladies to support each other. So when Allah's messenger came, Aisha said, I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing women. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. When Abdurrahman heard that his wife had gone to the Prophet, he came with his two sons from another wife, said, by Allah, I have done no wrong to him. She said, by Allah, I have done no wrong to him, but he is important and is useless to me as this, holding and showing the fringe of her garment. Abdurrahman said, by Allah, O Allah's messenger, she has told a lie. I am very strong and I can satisfy her, but she is disobedient and wants to go back to Rifa. Allah's messenger said to her, if that is your intention, then know that it is unlawful for you to remarry Rifa unless Abdurrahman has had sexual intercourse with you. Then the Prophet saw two boys with Abdurrahman and asked, are these your sons? On that Abdurrahman said, yes. The Prophet said, you claim what you claim, but by Allah, these boys resemble him as a crow resembles a crow. So now Aisha said she had never seen anything like this. Look at Aisha said to Prophet Muhammad, look at her skin. Her skin is greener than her clothes, right? In this hadith. So that's the thing. Islam made it worse, or made the situation bad or worsen for the women. Zaid ibn Thabit did not include the verses eaten by goat into the Quran he was compiling. But unfortunately for Aisha, Muslims did not abrogate the ruling. Well, at least she tried. The questions are still linger. Who abrogated the verses? If it's Allah, if it's not Allah, then who? If it's Allah, then why I didn't see anything written about it? For Allah to abrogate a verse or two verses, then Allah has to replace it with something better, right? That's what Quran says. This is funny, right? You know how hadith is, right? Everything is written, almost everything. Which direction Prophet Muhammad faced when he poo-poo, that kind of thing, they wrote it down. And Allah abrogate two verses, and then there's nothing else written about it. That's very questionable. There has to be other verses or hadith that support these claims. This is not even the question how the goat had an amazing sense of smell. The goat knew the paper was under the pillow. The goat went there and ate it. And again, who gave Aisha the verses? Was there not anyone of the Sahaba knew the verses? Only Aisha? Aisha remembered what the verses say. Why did she not inform her dad, Abu Bakar or Zaid ibn Thabit, and recite the verses to them so they could have it in Quran? For Muslims, they have been reciting imperfect Quran. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Whether you're a Muslim or a Christian or an atheist, may the love of God be with you all.